as they say, abuse the fact that God's given me something and use it to the max. In the ring, you can run, but you can't hide.
If we don't realise that and have that contentness, then we're just going to always be chasing something in our life.
Sometimes you feel like, bro, I'm wasting my life. Sort of, what am I doing myself, bro? To be born a Sikh, bro, it's crazy, bro.
It's such a blessing.
Crazy, bro. Like we don't appreciate what we have. You know, I didn't want to train when I was younger or whatever, but my parents told me you kind of have to train.
Wow.
And that sort of, you know, puts you in good stead for the rest of your life.
That's it.
Getting in the ring is not easy. So where do you get this fire from, bro? Like, what makes you get up every day?
Like focusing on racing, because why am I going to what someone called me or how someone treated me?
Trying to get on the path as I ask this question, it's like, if everything's hukum, then why do we have to make decisions?
Nobody that drinks is proud that they drink.
Yeah.
Simply put, nobody's actually happy that they say, you know what, I'm a drinker. It will come to light one day. You know, when we wake up and sort of have a goal and I got an image, I want, like I said, it might not happen today, but it will happen one day. And there's more to life than just getting a job, and again, these things are important, but there's more to life than that.
Instead of being attached to that, be attached to what you can do to help others. Which is what you're kind of trying to do.
Going back to Last Samurai, he says too many mind, too much thoughts in your head, and you get lost in your thoughts. But it's ego at the end of the day, you know what I mean? And so you've got to come to terms with reality and think like, listen, that stage of my life is kind of done now. Like I said, we want a nice car and nice things and normal things, but that's not the main reason I want people to remember me for.
So welcome back to another Sikh Warriors Project podcast. Guys, we've got none other than himself, the main man, representing us on the big stage. You know what I mean? When it comes to Sikh fighters on the big stage representing their community, I mean, Inder Bassi, he's the guy. He doesn't need much of an introduction, but bro, like, I don't even need to get you to introduce yourself.
No, but yeah, we'll get to that's a very kind introduction, bro. But it's a pleasure to be here, man. Pleasure to be here. You know, talk about hopefully our journey, share our experiences, and you know, share some knowledge to the future generation. You
exactly,
know what I mean?
bro. Exactly. And thank you, bro. And you know what? You're always doing these sorts of things. Like we had the event at Park and Gurdwara. We had an open mic for Inder Singh Bassi. And bro, you literally just turned up. You turned up and you just and like Inder Singh said to me as well, because like I felt bad shouting you. I thought, you know what, we're gonna do something proper with Inder, Hana, like where it's him, because I'd called a few people, but I thought I'm gonna do a separate thing with Inder. And you came and you're just showing support for the community. And Inder Singh told me this as well, that Inder, where in our previous podcast just before that, he said Inder, he supports just outside the ring. You're just a role model. Because
you know, it's more than just I just got a bit of a trend to say stuff for camera, you know what I mean? People say one thing on camera, regardless of what it may be, and do another thing behind closed doors. But generally, you know, one of the biggest reasons I do what I do, you guys do what you do, is for the community. It's for the Sangha, you know what I mean? And maybe, like I said, we can change one life. We might not. But if we can change one life, and if we can do something, sometimes, like I said, I didn't really turn up when I was coming to that event. You know, it's nothing to do with me, but I just turn up just to support, you know, see what's happening and show face. And you meet Sanghas, you meet kids, and you meet, you know, little boys, little girls, and have a conversation, and you meet other brothers like yourself, and, you know, like Inder Singh was loads of people there. And it just, it's good to stay in touch. Otherwise, you know, I'm sitting in my house doing what I'm doing, and you're doing your thing, and he's doing his thing, and no one gets to meet up, you know what I mean? At events like that, we should all, regardless of who you are, if you even if you're not an athlete, you know, just as a member of Sanghas, we should all try and our utmost best to support these community events. Because if we don't turn up, who's going to turn up?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. And bro, when it comes to supporting these events, and like you said, doing things for our community, you've put so many people on, man. Even like all these initiatives going on in East London, especially as well.
Trying to anyway.
Sorry, bro. I'm going to be here stroking your ego all day. So as much as you try to stop me, bro.
We're proper fanboys. Like, you know, you're big inspiration to us. Honestly, we love it. We're so gassed, bro. Like up in our like Sikh fighter.
Bro, it's been a long time coming. You know what I mean? And as we've seen from all these events, even the ones that you guys are hosting, there's going to be like 1 million more. You know what I mean? Not today, not tomorrow. You know, I don't know the time. You don't know the time. But one day there's going to be 1 million more young Singhs, young cores doing their thing.
Definitely.
It doesn't have to just be boxing. It could be anything. But, you know, we're talking about combat sports, you know, boxing's a big part of that. There's going to be loads. So, you know, it's an honor to be a part of it at this time. You know, in all the sort of 400 or 500 years of the Sikh, the faith, the Qam.
Yeah.
In a way we've never seen. Listen, I'm not talking about what happened in 1984. Them sort of shaheed, them things we could never compare ourselves to those, or even before that. You know what I mean? Yeah. But to be alive today and have so many athletes competing in sort of mainstream sport, should I say? Yeah. It's a blessing to witness it, and like I said, we're seeing it firsthand.
Yeah. So
it's like a wave, and like, sorry to interrupt you, but it's a wave, and we're witnessing this wave.
Yeah, 100%. So like doing things for the community, like us, like coming and recording and going to these places, that is easy. Yeah, getting in the ring is not easy. Yeah. So where do you get this fire from, bro? Like, what makes you get up every day? You probably have some off days where you think, question yourself and stuff. What just makes you wake up and I'm doing this?
Do you know what, bro? One of the things that makes me get up every day is, as I said, is for my community. Like, I always share this story, and it's kind of a testament to like why I do it. Is when I was about, I don't know, 12, 13, I wanted to have my, boxing shorts. So you get, every fighter gets a custom-made boxing, especially.
Yeah.
And like obviously going around Gorde Gale, they all put their first name on the shorts, like Inder or whatever your name is, whatever the Gorda's name is, he'll put his first name and the surname on the back or whatever. So I thought, just as normal, I put Inder and Bassi on the back, but they said nah. He said you put Singh on the front, and that was when I was 13. And ever since then, I've always had Singh. Wow. Even now as a professional, all my fights will always have Singh. I don't have Inder or Bassi or whatever, because he said that comes first.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you may consider yourself to be or how you. Whatever, if you have to carry yourself in a certain light and you have to represent because of that name on your shorts.
Yeah.
And that is one of the reasons why I do it, is like I said, to be able to bring about a change. And the Guru has given me this opportunity. I'm not better than no one, and I say this all the time, and I mean it. I'm not stronger than no one or smarter than no one. It's just an opportunity. God give it to me, so I've got to use the opportunity. I've got to make the most of it.
Yeah.
I've got to, as they say, abuse the fact that God's given me something and use it to the maximum. Do you know what I mean? I can't just sit at home and think, oh yeah, I'm this and I'm that. Life doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
That's a big reason for myself, because, like I said, it's a wave.
Yeah.
And to be a part of that wave, small part of that wave and that change is like
set the wave.
it's a massive blessing. And do you know, like generally speaking, in our community, a lot of people have money.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a nice car, whatever. Nowadays, when I was little, you see someone with a nice car, we used to like run up to it, like look at the car, whatever. Now everybody's got a nice car or a nice house and whatever else. But the respect and the sort of the know-how of an athlete, someone who's actually doing, not just an athlete, but like I said, we talk about athletes because this is what we guys are, we are, is different. And it's a sort of a positive sort of, I'm not saying I want people to look at me and say, oh, you know what, that guy's so cool. But it's more so, like I said, I don't want people to know me for having a nice car or a nice watch or a nice house.
You want people to get that sort of, that good influence from you.
Exactly.
Right?
Like, I'm more than just a car.
We could be a role model to people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all good. I want a nice car. Everybody wants a nice car.
Yeah, 100%.
But it's like, oh, my dad bought me a nice car, or, that's not my whole life.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
No, exactly.
It's, again, I want a nice car. I'm not saying I don't want a nice car or anybody. I'm not jealous.
Yeah.
But there's more to life than those material things. And when you sort of get in the ring, like you said, and you've the highs and lows of all sports and life in general, you get to a certain point, you realize like, what is these material things?
Definitely.
Like I said, we live in the world. We want nice things. That's human nature.
Yeah.
we work hard, and like I said, we want a nice car and nice things. These are normal things, but that's not the main reason I want people to remember me for.
And bro, you know what? I can just tell that with you as well, because obviously from what I know about you, you don't really, probably correct me if I'm wrong, but you probably like don't need to do this for the money.
Yeah.
This whole boxing career.
My family, they've supported me a lot, you know what I mean? And like I said, again, we're lucky we're not first generations. We don't have to work hard on the building sites every day. We're a bit comfortable. We live, like I said, not talking about myself, but we have comfortable lives given to us by our parents.
Yeah.
I didn't really necessarily work hard for this life.
Yeah. But you're putting yourself through hardship.
Because
in a different way.
That's
exactly. We can't just sit and look, my dad's done it, so it's cool, I'll sit at home now. Like, I'm a bum then. And that's the problem with a lot of our community, and not just our community. the next generation in general, like, again, I'm not saying every kid's the same. And it's mad because our dads say that about us, and our granddad said that about our parents, and then, you know, everyone always says about the next generation. But I always say this, you know, it's good to see so many young athletes, but sometimes just bringing it into public eye and making it accessible for the kids is also a big thing. Yeah. Because people don't, like, in the age of social media, we wouldn't be sitting here if there was no social media. And we're not here talking about stupid things. We're talking about something that is, like I said, a kid might listen to it, and he might show his parents, or you know, not just a kid, a parent might listen to it and think, oh, let me take my son or my daughter to the local club. It doesn't have to be boxing gym, swimming, you know, whatever they want to do. And, you know, hopefully they can see and they can understand that there's more to life than just getting a job. And again, these things are important, but there's more to life than that, way more to life. And that's why I think we kind of, as a community, we lost our footings in the past sort of 20, 30 years, but we've realised now. And as a community, our sort of attitudes to this stuff is changing. And like I said, we're seeing it now, live in the flesh.
Wicked, man. So you're a family guy, right?
Yeah, always.
Yeah. We can see it as well. You got your Babaji, you got your granddad in the ring with you. You know,
always,
you gave him the title when you won the title. And then you got your dad there as well. What's it like? You know, what how have they inspired you, your parents and your family?
Kind of everything we do is for our family. Like, you know, family's a big part of me, and it's not just, like I said, I don't just limit it to my mum and dad, but my immediate family, my friends, you know, even like my sangat around me, the local Gurdwara kids, that's all my family in a way. Okay, cool. My dad's my dad. He ain't gonna no one's gonna ever replace that sort of role. But you know, 9 times out of 10, I spend most times with my family. I don't really go out. You know, all these nightclubs and that. I try and avoid that stuff. I don't think I've been to a nightclub. I mean, it's not a big thing. Like, even last year, I don't think I went out to a nightclub, you know, to clubs, bars. I just try and avoid that stuff as much as I can. I've been, of course. But it's just something that I don't enjoy no more. I'd rather spend time with my family, go for a nice meal somewhere, you know, drive up London. You know, like we live in London, bro. It's like half an hour down the road, and we've got the best city in the world, you know, Doro Fero, you know, explore. You know, we've got opportunities to do something. We don't have to just limit it to like sitting in a bar or sitting in a nightclub watching a singer perform. Again, I'm not hating. I've done it. We've all done it. But
more to life.
Come on, we can't do that every Saturday. We can't do that every Saturday, or every Sunday, or every Friday. You know what I mean? There's more to life. And if I can spend time with my family, you know, my coach is a Gora. He always says, you know what? Like, for example, if we've ever had a hard session and we've got sparring tomorrow, he'll say, you know what? Don't train tonight. Just spend time with your nan and granddad. You know, that's what he says. You know, go out for a walk with them, or take your dog out for a walk, or maybe go for a walk with your family. You know, and there's no better way to spend time. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be your mum and dad. You know, there's only so much you can talk to your mum and dad about. You know what I mean?
What dog have you got?
I've got a Rottweiler.
Rottweiler. Oh,
yeah, I've got a Rottweiler. He's only 10 months now, I think.
10 months.
Yeah, 10 months. But he's massive, man. He's like 54 kilos. Too fat.
Oh my God.
He's fat, man. He's a big boy.
Is that your first dog?
Nah, I had a German Shepherd before, and then my first ever dog was a Japanese Akita.
Oh, beautiful.
But he died about 12, 13 years ago, I think. But he was a good dog.
So you've always had a dog?
Yeah, kind of always had a dog. And then, now I've got a Rottweiler.
Sick. So I got German Shepherd, man.
Yeah, they're good dogs. I think you can't be a German Shepherd. They're just too active, though. Too much hard work, like.
Yeah, it's true. Like, do you know, my dad, like, proper, like, you know what I mean? I think my dad had the relationship with my dog where he wished I listened to him as much as my kuta.
Probably mad, isn't it? German Shepherds, they'll do anything for you. Like, that's they're mad. Proper, like, loyalty. Obedient dog, man. Mad, loyal dog.
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. So you've got Savalak tattoo. So go on. Where does that come from? Let everyone know.
Bro, going in the ring, like you say, man, that is in itself, like, again, I don't compare myself to Shaheed Singhs or like all the things or the gurus that come. I'm not saying I'm on the same platform or pedestal in any way, shape or form. But in our little life, you know, we have to be Savalak. We have to be, you know, especially like growing up in today's day and age. We might do something where no sort of up and abanda has kind of done before us.
Yeah.
You know, that in itself is Savalak. We have to stand and do something. We might have to fight 125,000 people, not physically.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not good enough to fight 125. I can barely fight one man. Do you know what I mean? I'm not capable of fighting Savalak. But it's the idea of if we can, you know, sort of live up to like even a fraction of what the gurus have told us to do, and you know, we can read our itihas and we can get inspiration from that. If we can even do a fraction of it, then that in itself is a massive thing. And you know, getting savalak is just something, you know, our kids at the club, that was always our sort of our slogan to the kids, if you want to say, like we would always say to savalak seklan tabe govindik naam ka, and we'd explain to them what it means. And so it's kind of like the Gurdwara club, and you know what I do as an athlete. So I thought, you know what, there's no better tattoo than getting something that means a lot to me on a personal level, and also like, sort of like I said, the kids, they mean a lot to me as well.
Yeah. That embodies who you are, innit?
Kind of, exactly like I said.
I love that.
People want any excuse to say, oh, you ain't a thing, you ain't this, and I don't claim to be none of that stuff. You know what I mean? And I try and do as best as I can. I try and do, you know, again, I'm not here to up anybody because that stuff's all irrelevant, but I try and be as good as I can, and you know, live that life. And I don't claim to be like the most perfect example, but I will do what I can and represent in every way, shape or form that I can. Do you know what I mean? Like always. Wicked. And even if that means sometimes you have to stand alone. And in the ring, at the end of the day, we are alone. Yeah. You know, ring, at the end of the day, your friends, your mom, your dad, your brothers, cousins, this, that, the other, whatever. In the ring, you can run, but you can't hide. You know what I mean? You're literally savalak in that ring, 100%. And you got to channel, you got to focus, you got to sort of bring that savalak energy out. Like again, that sort of what the gurus taught us is to be fearless, kind of be savalak in you know, to be able to fight 125,000. Like, listen, this is one man, I can do it. It's no problem. Do you know what I mean? If I got to fight this one man, I got to fight another man tomorrow, whatever. We have to do it. We have to have that mindset. Again, I'm not saying I'm like, I can do it, but that's the mindset we have to have, and we used to drill it into ourselves.
That's the whole principle, having that mindset. And bro, what you're saying is so true. You're in that ring alone, alone, but bro. It's just like in this life, what the gurus say, you come into this world alone, and you leave this world alone as well.
Do you know, boxing, I always say, it's like the perfect sort of analogy for life.
100%.
You know, you have good days, you have bad days, sometimes you get beaten up. In life, you might not get beaten up, but you still get beat down by life, you know what I mean? Exactly, and the same thing as that, you know. I've noticed one thing, in boxing, there's a saying, it's like the harder you work, the luckier you get.
Okay. Yeah.
So you know, people always say luck. When you work hard and you sort of envision something every day, one way, shape or form, it comes to light. It might not be exactly how I imagined it or how you imagined it, but it will come to light one day. You know, when we wake up and sort of have a goal, and I got an image, like I said, it might not happen today, but it will happen one day in some way, shape or form. Yeah. And when sort of we have that mentality of like wanting something, not for my own personal gain, but wanting something that I believe in, like I said, the guru might not give it to me straight away or in the way I want it, but I've still got it in a way, and that's the blessings that we have to look at, because otherwise, mate, this life goes and we're constantly chasing. We constantly think, Tiga, I've got my university, my GCSEs, then my A-levels, then my job, or my degree, then my job, and like we're constantly chasing, not realising that today is the day we've actually prayed for once. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because we wanted it. We wanted it 10 years ago, or we wanted it 5 years ago, but we had a rough plan.
That's so true.
And life works out.
That's so true, man.
We do our own actions that a guru, you know, the guru has prescribed to us, but we do our own actions to the best of our ability. Yeah. And again, like I said, it's not to say, you know, if you want a nice car, you're going to get it. Life don't work like that. But you get what you want to a certain degree. Yeah. You will get it.
It doesn't happen overnight.
It doesn't happen. Nothing happens
overnight.
You
look back, you be like, oh wow, Maharaj actually ended up giving that to
you. Do you know Charlie Chaplin? It was a famous quote. He says, if you live day-to-day life, it's a tragedy. Yeah. This happened, that happened, whatever. But when you look back at life, it's a comedy. Wow. You look back and laugh, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Love that.
And it's true for life.
That's so true.
Every day is like, bro, this happened or that happened or whatever. Yeah. When you look back after 5 years or whatever, you kind of laugh at it. Even if you was hurt in that time, in that moment, it hurt you, you hurt yourself, whatever happened, you lost money, this, that, the other. Yeah. But you look back and think, you know what? Whatever happened. Yeah. And it's mad because our guru tells us every day, but as humans, we don't understand the guru's message. And
that's facts.
When we live it,
that's what
we sort of understand. Definitely. But it's there every day, man. Life is living proof of all the miracles. You know, life is so good, and we've got so much in this life.
Definitely.
You know, I'm going off topic a bit. We've got so much in this life.
This is brilliant.
We have everything.
We have everything there for us.
Have everything, bro.
And what, like I said it before, what's so beautiful is that our generation now, is probably not, it's negative to say it's not heading in the right direction. Mars get by will with the work yourself are doing and other communities, other organizations are doing. But it's like the comfort zone that we've been put in because of our parents' hard work is leading us towards a brick wall. So 100%. Embracing the difficulties, the hardship, like you said, now you put yourself in the boxing ring, which is a reflection of like how like life is meant to be, right? 100%. The ups and downs, the roller coaster. It's like Maraj said, I don't know the Bhakti completely, but the wrestling, when you enter the wrestling arena, so life is a wrestle. You know, you're
exactly
wrestling the five
wrestling,
sleeves.
Boxing, same kind of thing.
Exactly.
Principles the same.
Exactly. And then there's the ego you have to battle as well. With the level you're at now, it's definitely easy for you to come straight back down, start feeling yourself. But after 15 plus fights now, you've not yet done that.
No,
you're keeping yourself.
Can't, bro. Like you said, ego in life is bad, but ego in the ring is bad. Someone told me a long time ago, rule number 1, never believe your own hype. And it's mad, you know what I mean? Like a lot of fighters, they sort of start taking it easy or whatever, but you'll find that in the ring.
And your background in Sikhi must have helped you a lot with that, I guess.
Definitely, bro, definitely. Growing up, like I said, it weren't as bad as our parents or grandparents, but we still had a lot of racism. People would talk about racism, but this is one thing I always say, I don't like focusing on racism because why am I going to what someone called me or how someone treated me? But I've experienced it more than most people. Growing up in the boxing world, there was no up and it back in the now there's loads.
Yeah.
But there weren't none 10, 15 years ago when I was in the amateurs. And but some people make it their whole life story or someone was racist to me or whatever. What's that? What? Someone was racist, but now what?
Oh, these all did that is wrong. These EDO lot are doing this. They're doing this, bruv. Just get in a gym, fight. You're gonna have enough confidence to not let it get to you. It's a kid, and it's happening.
It's a drama.
Yeah.
Today is one problem, like I said. Tomorrow's another problem. The problems ain't gonna end in society. Like 5 years ago, it was COVID, whatever. Then might be a recession, and now it's EDL, and now it's just people spend their whole lives on social media arguing and trying to prove a point that, oh, this is bad and my way is right, and he's that politician's bad, bro. Who cares? We have to live in the world. We're part of this world.
100%.
We're a part of this world, so we have to do these things, but don't make it your whole life's focus.
Focus on these little.
Bro, focus on yourself, things. Man. There's people make money, mean to go to up and look after your family, do these things, get your education or job, whatever, whatever stage in your life. Yeah. Don't sit there focusing on other people. I've got a friend, he's an Afghan. And obviously one of my close friends. He's a Muslim man, so I'm always sending him all these EDL things, and I'm saying, you lot do this, you lot do that. Bro, he'll send me 500 a day, and I'm like, bro, obviously I'll do it as a joke, but he'll send me 100 every day. If I got my phone out, it'd be unread DMs, 100 of his. I'm like, bro, focus on he goes, yeah, you're right, but I need to focus on, because he's got a carpet shop, whatever, so he's like, I need to focus on work. But we get so caught up in these worldly affairs, but none of it kind of means anything.
It doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything, but we're lost in it. Not all of us, but you can't get lost in it.
So someone like yourself, you've obviously we've seen how many people come and support you. Yeah. You've got great you've got great brotherhood with your friends and everything. So I'm guessing they've fed off of your energy. Like you said, this person's now talking about unnecessary, politics and stuff. And you just tell them, bro, you got business focus yourself. That's great advice to get from a friend. And Marge good, but I surround myself by great people. Raj always puts me in check. And likewise and stuff.
You need a friend like that.
100%. And they'll be our whole group, our whole family's like that. So tell us the importance of that. So that sort of that ekta within brotherhood and friends.
Yeah, it's your sangat at the end of the day. Obviously we'll just say our brothers for the time being, but it's your sangat. And I grew up in a school where it was all sort of gore kale. So there was only one sing in my whole year, and he joined year 9 or year 10. There was no sort of sings where I was from, and even up to about 18, 19, I didn't really have many. About 18, I didn't really have any up and their friends. It was all gore kale, whatever. But you can't sort of overlook your sangat, because unfortunately or fortunately, given what way you look at it, that's who you're gonna sort of your life sort of veers towards the people that you're surrounding yourself with.
Yeah.
You know, if all my friends are like, Kande, been there. Again, I'm not judging no one, drinking, whatever. You know, I'll be like that kind of one day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And we have to make choices. And like I said, we're so blessed to live in today's day and age where we have cars, public transport, whatever, accessibility. You know, if there's a smargam in South, or I don't live in South, I live on the other side, but I know straight away, oh, this is happening. I can go there, for example. Or if there's something happening in East London, you guys will know about it.
100%.
Because we have social media, and so we can choose what we do with our time.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I mean, we have the choice. Whereas if we was born out 100 years ago, we'd be living in a bend, and that's all our life is. But now we have the option to sort of do whatever we want in a way.
Yeah.
And we have that choice.
Yeah.
So if I don't do something, or if I do something, then it's kind of like, that's the choice I've made.
Yeah.
No one's forced me to go to a nightclub, for example.
Definitely.
No one's forced me.
Yeah.
My mates are going, so I thought I'd jump in with them. Or like, no one can force me to go to Godara.
Yeah.
But I thought, you know what? There's a big program here. I can spend some time with some good Sangat. That's a choice I've made. And that choice sort of changes the trajectory of your life slowly.
Yeah.
You know, you look back and you think, like I said, day to day, nothing's going to change. But when you look back after like 5 years, you realize, you know, you see the difference in your life.
Wow.
You look back, you know what I mean? And you see where, again, I'm not looking down at anyone, you know, I'm not perfect, but you kind of see where different people are heading, different people go.
Same like we said, getting near the door, isn't it?
That's your own action.
Yeah, like own action, exactly. And like, I feel like a lot of people, we're having this conversation the other day. So a lot of people who are trying to get on the path will ask this question. It's like, if everything's hukum, then why do we have to make decisions and stuff? Yeah. And it's like, cool, everything is hukum. Yeah. And it's like, but you still shouldn't take away from the fact that there's that point where you got two decisions to make. Am I going to listen to, for example, am I going to have that crisp packet or not? I always think about the crisp packet. That's my biggest vice nowadays. Yeah. I'm going to have the crisp packet or not. Yeah. And it's like this analogy someone gave us. And it was basically like, so from the outside, so from where we're living, right, on planet Earth, there's a sunset and then there's a sunrise, right? Yeah. But if you're on the outside, it's just, there is no sunset or sunrise. It's just, the sun's just there.
The sun's just there.
So when we're like erased from all of this and we go back to the one, then okay, it's all, they will understand it's all hukum.
Yeah.
But as of now, obviously it's the illusion of self-will, 100%. Yeah. But still, you have to have accountability on yourself.
100%.
You're listening to this right now
100%.
because, you know, these are things that are giving you. It's just the same way you've got friends that might shout at you, come, like, let's go for a drink. Same way you've definitely seen something on your Instagram to show that, okay, there's this Keaton, there's this bar, there's this, someone said something in this like talk and that's resonated with you, but you choose what you want to accept. You choose what you don't want to take in, right?
We have to take accountability, you know. Again, I know, like we say, it's hukum, but we can't be idle then. Yeah. Does that make sense? Like if it's hukum, the Guru wouldn't tell us to do kirtan or do naam simran or do work hard kirtan. Or Guru wouldn't tell us that because he would say, hukum, sit at home in your bedroom and just stay there. But that's not the life we're meant to live.
They told us to live. They told us, this is the amazing thing about Sikhi, bro. They tell us things from different perspectives, different levels of reality.
We just don't understand.
For those that are at that ultimate reality level, that understand the oneness of everything, that's amazing for them.
Exactly.
For those that are people like me, who are very basic,
100%.
they tell us how to live day to day.
Yeah, definitely.
So the Guru's given us everything. And we're so lucky.
We have to, like I said, you know, today's day, everything's on our phones. Everything's so accessible on YouTube or this. We can learn it. We can constantly learn. And we can look at the Sakhis of our gurus or great Singhs, you know, Shaheed Singhs and whatever, and we can learn from them, you know. Baba Deep Singh, you didn't say, oh, you know what, there's an attack happening down the road. Let me stay at home because it's hook'em up. Like, you have to make the choice.
100%.
You have to make the choice. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, obviously, again, I'm not trying to make a joke and laugh.
No, it's serious.
But we have to make the choice. You know, Bhai Jagraj Singh, he sort of changed the way of like prachar and all that kind of stuff. But he had to do something. He didn't just say it was hukum, so I'm going to sit at home. You have to sort of be proactive and try and do something. Nothing's going to be given to you on a plate.
100%.
We have to sort of go out of our way and try and do something. Hukum is revealed regardless of if I don't do it or not do it. But at least we've said, you know what, I tried. I done something. You know, in again, I always have these quotes and that, but in the Last Samurai it says, a man does what he can till his destiny is revealed.
That's
We can run around, do whatever we want.
That's so true.
Whatever is going to happen is going to happen.
Wow.
But at least we've sort of made an active, conscious choice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've tried to do something.
Yeah.
So no one can say, you know what, you didn't try to do it. You just sat at home and done nothing.
Yeah.
We made a choice to do something.
Right.
We got up and was active. We got up and done our part in the morning. We for Amrit Velo. You know, we trained. We went to the gym or we went for a run. Whatever. We done it. No point saying it's hukam, because if it's hukam now, I don't have to train for my fight. Then whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. Do you know what I mean? I'll just sit at home and hope for the best. But it don't work like that.
So it's that voice inside your head that's gonna be like saying to you, "Rende."
Exactly that.
All these thoughts, but obviously fighting, especially the more pressure you have now, the sort of further you're getting in this boxing journey of yours, you're being more sort of, what's the word? You're sort of more allowing yourself to ignore these thoughts now.
Yeah, 100%.
Right, where you have more responsibility.
100%.
That's it, innit?
Like, you learn as you go on in life, and you're not going to get it right the first time. You probably ain't going to get it right the second time. But so as you go through this journey of life, you learn every day, and you, like I said, I did something I might have done wrong last year. Yeah. It might not have been intentional, but it still might not have been as good as I can do it today, because I've got that bit of knowledge now. Yeah. I've got that bit of experience. Yeah. And same goes for life. We might have failed an exam, resat it, but at least we know what we've done wrong and how we can do it better. It wasn't intentional that we failed, for example, but we did fail, and now we can say, you know what, I know what to do going forward now. Same with life.
Failures make us, man. You learn the most from failure.
Like when you ever win, it's mad. Like in the boxing, you might have boxed really crap and you didn't do nothing, but you still won whatever way. You know, you don't really look at what you've done. You don't really study it. When you lose, even if you boxed it, and you know this, bro, you guys know this. When you've boxed it or fought at your best and still lost, that hits you differently, bro. That pain is different, definitely. And sort of you actually look at what I didn't do or what I could have done better or all that kind of stuff, and you learn so much more from a loss, bro. Like I said, you could have boxed a million times worse, but you still won. So you say, I won. There's no point. I ain't looking back at I won.
That's so true.
But when you lose and you, even like I said, even if you boxed and everything went well, you still look at it and think, you know what? That's maybe why I didn't win, or maybe if I'd done this or if I'd done that, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's so much more from a loss, bro. But mate, it's heartbreaking when you lose.
Yeah, bro. Every time I've won, just like rewatching my videos, like sort of feeling myself.
Just to feel good in that, bro. Exactly.
I listen to music in the background, and then I'm like, oh, that was sick.
Exactly.
But then when I lose, I'm just like, okay, what did I do wrong?
You're mad, innit?
And I, like you said, you could have done so bad in that fight that you may have won.
Yeah.
But you're just completely ignored.
It's like you're on some next. That ego, you know what I mean? Ego trip, like.
And in boxing, it's a lot harder as well. In MMA, cool, a lot of people get losses. Yeah, it's pretty normal to get losses in MMA. In boxing, it's a bit different because you've got that pressure to have that. Oh, yeah. But I don't think anyone should really get that.
I mean, it never used to be like that back in the day. Like,
no, it wasn't.
I don't know why people are obsessed with these perfect records when, like, it means something crazy. Like, stepping into the ring, having fights, that's the main thing, man.
Yeah, like, nobody wants to lose, but, you know, the sense of this whole sort of like Mayweather thing, everyone wants to protect their own. And I think, you know, like now, again, this is sort of a good thing and a bad thing. There's so much sort of money and like fame and all that stuff involved with combat sports, especially boxing. People would rather sort of navigate their career and pick certain fights, easy fights, because you can earn so much more money, for example, than, you know, back in the day, they used to just have to fight because they didn't have no money. And they probably wouldn't, even if they win or fought the best or the worst, they weren't getting no money. Now, like, for example, I could fight a YouTuber, earn more money than I've ever earned in boxing, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's not like it's not a beneficial fight for me. It's not going to put me up the rankings, but money talks, and whichever way you look at it, it's a good thing or a bad thing. But I think that's why people sort of want to protect their records and pick their fights and be selective and all that stuff, because, mate, there's like so much of an easier way, should I say, to like be successful, if that makes sense. It's like a cheat code.
Yeah.
And mate, if you can, some people want to milk it, some people that's what they want to do. Fair play to them, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because people, like you see sort of like Mike Tyson that he talks about, like legacy and all that, and he says like it don't mean anything. It's all from God.
I love that video.
That little girl, innit?
That little reporter.
That little reporter. She was thinking, what's this going on?
She probably like happy-go-lucky, you know what I mean? Like, and he's giving her some mad life lessons, but it's kind of true, bro.
True, man. It's like legacy. It's just like, what is legacy?
What is legacy?
It's just for your ego.
Because it's just another way of building your ego or something like that. Yeah. So true.
Like people have a legacy, and if you don't, it's good to have, but if you don't do nothing with a legacy or sort of like inspire sort of the next generation or help people, then that legacy is fake. It's just for yourself. Yeah. But if you use a sort of your platform and use it to a positive sort of and outreach and do something positive with your platform, with your sort of your mashuri, your name, your popularity, then it's like a good thing.
100%. You know what I mean? Spin it in that way,
but if I'm just chilling now, I'm this person, I'm chilling, I've got all this money, I'm sitting at home doing this, then it's a waste.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's the active choice again. It's a choice. What do we want to do? We can both have the same thing, but it's what we do with it that makes us different. Do you know what I mean? That's we can both have the same money, same bank account, for example, but it's what you do with your money and what I do with my money, for example, which separates us. It's a choice.
That's why Maraj is giving us all money, innit?
Yeah.
It's his test.
It's a test, bro.
What are you doing with your time? What are you doing with your money?
It's a test.
Put us in comfortable families. Like,
What are
you doing? Are you just chilling on the weekend? Or are you doing something with it?
Exactly that. Like, again, I keep saying it, but it's what we want to do, the choice that we want to make. It's not just about money, but anything. You know what I mean? Who you spend your time with. God's given us these sort of phones where we can do anything on our phone.
Yeah.
Good things and bad things.
Yeah.
What do we want to do with it? That's not a test to like past life, but it's an example of that small thing.
Whatever decision you make there,
that's
going to accumulate. It's like Conor McGregor, not the greatest example, Conor McGregor, but obviously, he said when at his prime, he said some great stuff. He said, so he was like, these little, you say you're going to wake up at a certain time. Like, if you don't wake up at that certain time, that's a loss now. If you wake up at a certain time, that's a win. That's going to accumulate, man.
That's it.
It builds momentum. Which way you can build momentum, in the wrong 100%. Way or the right way?
That's good advice.
Little things, they build up, man. So sometimes 100%. I'm like, even as little as, okay, I'm about to now, listen to a song now. Like, which song am I going to listen to? Sometimes, Jawi might want to listen to like a little... just Punjabi song or whatever. Want to put Dharmic one on, innit? Like, a little 100%. Thing like that can make a difference. As much as people might say, there's nothing wrong with a bit of Karan Aujla. Yeah. But obviously, my opinion's a bit different.
No, but 100% right. It's 100% right. It's the small things we do every day. That sort of, like I said, going back to what you were talking earlier, when we look back at life, they've made a massive sort of shift in our life, should I say?
Yeah, definitely. It all came for me, it came from little things like music, like when I was making change. Yeah. Like these little things then allowed me to actually make change.
Mad, but when you sort of realise how much gun there's in... I listen to music, but I'm not going to deny it.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it, by the way.
Exactly, nothing wrong with it. But when you realise, bro, like how much sometimes nonsense they speak in a song, you kind of just like, again, I listen to it.
Yeah.
But when you actually realise some of these guys just chat rubbish, bro, chat pure crap.
Yeah. But look what you're doing when you do listen to it. Like you're letting energy out and everything.
Yeah.
Some people listen to it and then they're actually like they're feeding off of that.
They're trying to be it.
Exactly, they're trying to be
like,
it. Man.
You see, like again, I'm not calling Sukha out or none of these guys, but like these are talking about guns and that, and like or being badmash and like Gita and being. I'm like, bro, like I'm not. Again, I'm not claiming to be no guy like that, but you're like, bro, come on, man. You make songs. You're an artist. Just do your thing. Stop trying to. But in our Punjabi music, it's sort of like a shift in, like 20 years ago, the old, I don't know, like Malakith Singh and that, the old British music was like all about dancing and kind of whatever. Yeah. But nowadays, it's all about like guns and that. Again, I listen to it. I'm not saying I don't listen to it. No. But these are just everyone's trying to be a gangster now. Like, I just don't get it, bro.
Yeah, it's just like. It's mad, like in a lot of circles, like for example, what yourselves are doing, even we just come from GC Boxing, what they're doing, GR8 Fighters.
GC's good, man. They're doing well.
Yeah, man. Like all these circles you go into, like when you actually enter this whole world of Sikh fighting, you realize how much good is actually going on in the community, but it still is like a 1% of what's going on in the greater community. But just a message to like, I know we obviously say we don't want to judge too much, but to be fair, I'm like I've done it before, so I can say it. And I like the whole drinking stuff. Like I feel so many people are wasting their lives, and I think so many people are like also, saying, like they just think they put down drugs and stuff, but they drink. You know, I've got other people, I'm not going to mention name, I've got people that give me advice and they say this, that, but they still drink. And they'll, you know, give you advice about Sikhi, give you advice about life, but they still drink. Yeah. So I just think it's a big sort of poison in our community. The most massive poison in our community. And people in their 20s are honestly, they just sucked by it. Yeah. It's destroying our you know, their young years is destroying it, and it's only going to get worse. So you having in your 20s, you were like grinding in your 20s, you know, fighting throughout your 20s. How do you know? You're
28. I'm still in my 20s, bro.
I remember someone telling me, or maybe you told me, but well, you obviously didn't. But someone said, I thought you were 30.
No, 28, bro.
Oh, 28?
Yeah.
But cool, most of your 20s.
I know what you mean. I was about to say, bro, I'm still 20. I'm still in my 20s, bro. I'm joking.
How do you think I am?
26, 27.
That's good. That's clearly a good guess.
25.
Oh, so okay,
how do you think he is? That's the ultimate test.
My 27, 28.
That's good. I'm happy with that. I'm 30. Everyone else calls me young. Someone called me 22 today.
30, yeah.
Oh, so
you got 22 today. That's crazy.
That's the best.
22 is crazy.
I'm so gassed.
I wouldn't say 22.
No, you don't look old though. Don't look 30.
Yeah, 25 definitely. 25 definitely. It's crazy.
Yeah, I thought of maybe my age.
That's wicked.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
But yeah, like, what is your message to those people? And just what would you say? Look, obviously, we're not going to sit and judge as well. It's hard sometimes when you're around not around the right people. It's not easy to just watch a video and that's how I'm going to change my life. What things? There's so many people that follow you and look up to you. What's your one thing that you would just give them to think about, to maybe make some change?
So you said one thing to think about. Nobody that drinks is proud that they drink.
Yeah.
Simply put, nobody's actually happy that they say, you know what, I'm a drinker.
Yeah.
Like Tika, they might still do it, and everyone does it in our communities and our families. Yeah. But nobody's a proud thing, you know, like, you know, I'm a drinker, mate. I'm gonna do a podcast about how I drink, or like I'm gonna post something. I just had a bottle of Jameson. No one actually does it like that.
I've never thought
it's
that.
It's mad. Yeah. Nobody, as again, I'm not here to judge no one. I'm not looking down on anyone. Yeah. As someone who's never drunk, I genuinely do not see the point in alcohol. I just don't get it.
Yes, it's crazy.
I don't get it, bro. I literally, bro, like you said, it's a poison in our community, and it's our fault, it's our parents' fault, because they sort of, again, I'm not saying our parents, but parents in the sort of general term.
A large majority of the parents,
because they give it to their kids.
Yeah.
They encourage it. They're like, you know,
I had my first glass with my daughter or my son. I'm like, bro, what are you lot doing?
It's crazy, yeah.
It's crazy, bro. Like, I just don't get it. Because then drinking, for example, not for everybody, but drinking might be drinking today and tomorrow it's drugs. And then the parents are like, wait, shit, why is he doing drugs? Because one thing leads to another. One thing leads, you've opened the gateway. Drugs, drinking is a drug. But it's just an acceptable drug.
For some reason.
It's okay, or tika. And again, I'm not saying everybody who drinks is bad.
No.
But I think that genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, I don't know why people do it. And I believe genuinely, and it's not a recent thing, it's not for the past 5 years. I think it is one of the things that is literally destroying our community to the point where, like, a large, again, not everybody, and I'm strongly against that, a large sort of section of our sort of society or community, that's all their sort of, that's the whole sort of like label.
The life of right, they work to drink on the weekend.
That's it. Yeah. And like, when you, again, you touched on something earlier, you said when you sort of enter these Sikh circles of like community and like boxing or whatever, but a Sikhi based circle, you realize the amount of power that holds that you don't know exists. You know, and it brings me back to another point. Some guy, who's asked me, why don't we see more Sikh athletes, this, that, the other? You know, the Pakistan community's got loads. And I said, Pakistan's a country versus what we have is just a small community.
True. That's true as well.
We're just a small Punjab community. And,
come out of Punjab, man. It's crazy.
Okay, Tika, 20 years ago, we didn't have no one. But we have some people today. I'm not talking about myself. We have kids that we got initiatives that are happening that are changing the way. And it's not going to happen overnight. But it's sort of like, it's a wave. Like I said, so it's a wave of like, positivity. Simply put, whether it's boxing or music or horse riding or whatever, it's positive, and it's a wave of positivity, and we can either sit back and do ninja of it, or we can try and support in any way possible. And it's everybody's duty. It goes back to the earlier point of why I attend events, because it's our duty to do it. It's our duty not to like do ninja of it. There's people in our community. Listen, I don't like, for example, I don't like you. I'm not going to talk. If you're doing something good in your sort of area or community, I'm not going to talk bad about you and bring you down.
Yeah.
I've got you. I don't like you on a personal level, for example.
Yeah.
But if I bring you down and not turn up or slag your community, or I mean, say you're teaching MMA and I'm slagging you down, that's bad on me because you're doing something positive. My personal issue is stopping, is creating a rift in society. Listen, you're not gonna like everybody in the world. That's a given fact.
Yeah.
But when it's your community, we owe it to them to just support it. Just support. And again, going back to alcohol, yeah, listen, it's a bad problem. But if we can sort of highlight the positive things that happen in our community, so much change can happen.
Yeah.
You know, we have to just talk about it, make people aware, because we have to show sort of like youngsters that there's more to life than just drinking. Like I said, I'm not saying don't go out for a mixed grill on a Friday night with your friends, whoever, do that. I don't promote drinking, but if you don't want to have a glass, it's not my place to judge you.
Yeah.
But don't forget your sort of fundamental things in life, and that is like, you know, your community is one of them, your sangat, and don't forget your part, because when you do your part, that's a sort of a choice that I make every day, as in but as in any person makes every day.
Yeah.
But that sort of, even if I do 10 minutes, that sort of 10 minutes will slowly have taken effect, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like I said, do whatever you want. That's not my place to say, but don't forget the fundamentals, because one day those fundamentals are going to build up and you're going to have an awakening one day. I'm not saying I'm going to tell you when it's going to happen. You're going to have an awakening. Mileage, you're going to give you that awakening. You're going to have it. You're going to experience it. But we have to sort of know that drinking isn't good.
Yeah.
Like, people think it's okay or it's normal for our community. The first conversation that we must have is drinking isn't a good thing.
Yeah.
Like, TK, you do it, that's fine. But at least acknowledge and accept the fact that it's not a good thing. When you can be honest with yourself and accept it and admit it,
then the change
happens.
It might not happen straight away, but it might take 10 years.
Definitely.
But it plants a seed that TK, I'm doing something today. I know it's not good, but TK, I haven't got the blessing from the guru. I haven't got the willpower to stop, but I know it's not good. But I'm going to stop one day, you know what I mean? And you sort of, your whole life sort of mentally, you've planted a seed and you've kind of, like I said, it's going to happen one day. But you have to believe it in yourself that TK, what I'm doing is not good and I want to change it. I want to make that step towards positivity. Yeah. And it happens.
Wow, man.
This is why I think combat sports is so sick, because it does the opposite of alcohol. Because like alcohol, you're running away from your problems. You're escaping.
Yeah.
Bro, when you're doing martial arts, whether it's boxing, whether it's MMA, whether it's jiu-jitsu, you're facing problems head on and you're overcoming them. And you realize your true self at that point.
Yeah.
This is the link between combat sports and spirituality is intertwined.
It's crazy.
You realizing who am I? You realize your character, like all the problems, like all these, like I could just talk about myself. Like I realized like why am I so like lazy? Like I'm so happy in jiu-jitsu to just take the bottom position and just like not fight hard. And but then I learned that about myself. I'm like, you know what? I need to wrestle up. I need to wrestle up, get better, get on top, because I keep getting smashed on the bottom.
Very true.
So you probably the same in boxing. Like you realize, I keep taking shots.
Yeah.
I need to maneuver. There's different.
And we will have the same 24 hours in a day. We can, again, listen. Boxing is my job, so obviously, you know, it's a bit different. But you know, if you go work and you come home, just going to the gym, for example, even if you go with your mates, that is so much better than just sitting at home doing nothing, or going out for a meal and having a glassy. Literally, there's so many, and the only way I can sort of say is, for a drinker, stop drinking for a month and see how you feel.
Yeah.
But it's hard. I know it's hard for a drinker, and especially in our community where like we're so social and like everyone just goes out, and this is a problem.
Yeah.
We don't realize, but whenever we go out, I say we, but I don't drink obviously, but like whenever we go out, everyone has a drink. If it's a drink, but it's never normally a drink. But
yeah, the gathering there, no?
So that's the problem. We sort of, if we limited it, so say all the people in our community just limited to one drink, it's not that bad. But up and they drink not more times to get smashed.
It's not just one drink, and it's just straight to the.
And it leads to other things and other fights and this and that, and you're like, bro, what are you doing?
Like a really good point that you made was just do that bit of part, do that something, that 10 minutes of something good. Like even if you just start with the more month.
Yeah,
so I think that's probably like the best advice, you know, like it's hard to make change. I get it.
Yeah.
You know, like sometimes you might like, to some people I feel like, okay, I'm blessed to have had people around me, where that they've influenced change on me. Like, you know, Raj Singh, like before I was in a bit of a, not rut, but obviously I'd fallen out of Sikhi and stuff. I went back to the MMA gym after like COVID, after uni and stuff. And then obviously I was getting back on it with the MMA and stuff, but the Sikhi aspect still wasn't there. I was still, you know, stuck in my bad vices and stuff. And then having, you know, someone like Raj come in, it just reignited that sort of the Sikhi values for me. And then I got back into the basic Sikhi Sangat and everything. So, and then I feel like sometimes like a bit unlucky for some people, they don't have that. But then you think that, I'm not saying that I've done Kamai, but just that bit of time that I've just looked at, I've gone to Mara and said, oh, Maharaj, I need to like change, you know, like this is bad, like please help me. That in itself, just realizing that higher power, and that's why it's like because I've not understood this sometimes as well, but just having these conversations, like you said, that punkti about, you know, for your own actions, then you're going to be further or you're going to be closer, and that's what it is. Make that first step, and then things will start falling into place. Everyone can change 100%. If they make that 100%. First step, and you have faith in Maharaj, and you can.
And you know, like obviously, I do say this as well. Like a lot of the older generation, they drink and that, but they knew their sort of history. They knew their Sikhi. Nowadays, the other ones that drink and that, it's like they're like complete coconuts.
That's true. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's even worse.
Again, I'm not saying they're better drinking for 9 but I'm just making
getting worse.
It's just getting worse. Kind of thing. Like that sort of group, if we group them, is like some of them are just probably just an everyday thing for them, man. But like I said, bro, as a non-drinker, I don't understand the problem, the fascination with it. I just 100%. Don't. I just beyond me, bro. Beyond me, it's mad. Like I said, it's so engrossed in our community of like, on your 16th birthday, like I have my first glass of you, my son or daughter. I'm like, bro, what is happening, man? What is actually happening?
But you know what's amazing? The flip side of it, like we went to GC Boxing earlier, and we're seeing like parents training with their kids. So they're doing the opposite. Instead of saying have a drink with me when you turn 16, it's like when you turn 7, you'll come in boxing.
It's
exactly. Like, if we switch it, just do that,
100%,
bro, we'd have fighters everywhere,
and they're not going to know any different.
Exactly,
they've been raised from
they'll love it more. They'll function better. Their whole lives will be better.
Exactly, and that again goes for like where we sort of lost our footing, say 20, 30 years ago. We like what happens 20 years ago sort of comes to light today. So we don't have no sort of athletes 5 years ago. But the sort of work we're doing today as a community. We're going to see the fall of it in like 10 years time, 15 years time. You know what I mean? So it's just a time thing.
The building blocks, isn't it?
Building blocks. And it's a wave. Like we're seeing it. We just have to do our little bit, man. Whatever our little bit is, whatever God gives us, a little bit of seva and that, just do it to the best of our ability.
Amazing, man. Amazing. So where else do you take inspiration from? So obviously, in terms of like, besides our 10 gurus, what other Sikh figures have been like your biggest inspiration? I know there's all of them are.
All of them,
if three that you can think of right now that resonate with you.
You put me on a spot.
Well, one, it could be top one, whatever it comes to your mind.
Cool. The first one is always Sanjay Singh. Always. Like my granddad. So my granddad's got a bit of dementia, so obviously, you know, like whatever, you know, like forgets a lot. But he met Sanjay Singh just before 1984.
Wow.
And obviously he was like the vice president of the Gurdwara. So he goes, when you met Sanjay Singh, obviously they could tell like Baro Banda. And he goes, there's loads of Sangat sitting there, and Sanjay was sitting on a manja. He goes, Sanjay come sit next to me. And he said, we spoke, you know, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, out of all the people I met, you know, my granddad, obviously busy life and being in a God all his life, he said, that one man, again, I refer to him as a man, but that one man had a different aura. That sort of, he goes, there's hundreds of people, police officers, security, gunmen, this, you know, like just generally, as you know, just before 1984 when things were hot. And he said, different aura. You know, and what sort of Sanjay Singh done, we can't sort of put into words, but very inspirational, you know. We can sort of barely gear ourselves up for a fight. He geared the whole nation up, you know what I mean? A whole community
it's
up.
Actually, like, imagine, like, the way you're saying it now, he took on a whole country.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
From and he woke everyone up who was asleep, you could say.
We can barely wake ourselves up.
How can you do that?
It's mental, bro. But
that is a true inspiration.
True inspiration. You know, like I always say, you know, that is one of my sort of pivotal figures. To be honest, and one Bhai Jagraj Singh.
Wow.
You know, man with different aura.
Yeah.
Bro, literally, and I don't mean to say this negatively, there is no sort of prachar that can do it the way he done it.
Facts.
But the aura that he had, you know what I mean? He was
Facts.
always smiling and always
Oh,
in Jagdi Kala. And even like if he's having a tough talk, he would still have like a little smile on his face. You know what I mean? Like,
he was smiling.
He'd be
He'd just be
playful.
slagging everyone off. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
just smiling at the same time.
yeah. Do you know what I mean? So,
Saying, just fight out, pick up the gloves, fight out.
but Bhai Jagraj Singh is a very sort of influential figure, and it's a kind of a shame that he doesn't get. Again, it's not like he needs our recognition, but sometimes people don't respect what Bhai Jagraj Singh done.
Fully get what you're
Like,
saying.
do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, he changed the game by
Completely,
going to speaker school and all the stuff that he done, and he put so many people onto Sikhi that we see him as like one of us when he's not one of us, because you know like he's sort of in the same.
Yeah.
He's a bit older than obviously, but like he was in like the same era as us.
Yeah.
We don't appreciate what Bhai Jagraj Singh done in like 10 years time, 20 years time. We're gonna look back and think, man, this guy was really special. Do you know what I mean?
We can even just see it with yourself. Like, look at how much you were inspired by Bhai Jagraj Singh, yeah? And you're doing so much for the community. Maharaj Kirpa, like, I know that's all Maharaj Kirpa, it's not you.
100%.
But you were inspired by him.
Yeah.
Without his inspiration, maybe you wouldn't be doing that stuff, right?
100%, bro.
Bro, Sikh Warrior Project wouldn't be here. Not that we're like anything big.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be in Sikh if it was for Bhai Jagraj Singh.
That's what I'm saying.
Same for him.
So many
And this
offshoots.
was all part of his vision. He was so forward thinking.
Yeah, exactly that, man. Like, even sort of online prachar and all that stuff, it's because of him, like Instagram and that.
Yeah.
He
was ahead of his time, innit?
Bro, it's crazy. Like, so many.
I honestly think 90% of Sikhi Sangat, like in the UK born people who have gotten into Sikhi, is because of Bhai Jagraj Singh's prachar.
Yeah.
If it was just some of these people that, you know, are just doing it for a check sometimes, no one was going to get into Sikhi, and no one was getting into Sikhi because no one was getting inspired by Sikhi through these people. It had to take for someone like Bhai Jagraj Singh who got it, you know, come from being a munna and understood it. He's
100%.
like, and then he explained it to everyone, explained it to his fellow, you know, people who were born here in this country, and explained Sikhi to us. And Maharaj Kirpa and Sikh Warrior Project, he's been advocate, and bro, year by year, I'm like month by month, I'm like clocking on how advanced he was. The stuff he would say, like, you know, just all problems will get sorted if you just fought things out, and if everyone fought.
So true.
So true, man.
No one's got confidence, man. No one's got confidence. So they have to do stupid things.
Stupid things, exactly. That it's just petty stuff, you know what I mean? And like, you know, I was thinking about this before, but like, listen, if you put 5 people in a room, one or two of them ain't gonna like each other. That's natural. That's normal. Same for our community, every community. But we should try and minimize that sort of animosity towards each other, because I've got no reason to not like you, for example. I've got no reason to not like you. You have your own house. I live in Bessie. We don't share nothing. We don't live in the same house. We don't have no problems. It's just ego. Do you know what I mean? So, like I said, people are not going to like each other. That's normal. I'm not going to like you. You're not going to like me. But for the sake of the community, we should always brush those things aside. You know, everyone's got an opinion on everyone. You know, he does this and she does this and Tika. As long as you're not openly sort of, you know, like some people act like clowns or whatever on social media, whatever. If you're actually doing something positive, and I just don't like you for my own personal reasons, you should brush that stuff aside and
100%.
always sort of for the betterment of the community, always for the betterment of the Sangat, always.
Yeah.
Because me and you are going to die one day, bro, but the calm is going to stay forever. Do you know what I mean? Do you want to be remembered for not liking some next guy?
This way of thinking is Sikhi.
Yeah.
Look, what you were saying earlier about do your part, even, don't make it personal, do your thing.
Do your thing, bro.
The gurus, they were doers.
Yeah, doers.
They didn't talk about stuff, they did it.
Did it.
They changed the world through doing 100%. That. If we can just take that basic thing on, just 100%. Like you're doing, we'll be an amazing
but like I said, so much we can do, bro. So much we can sort of, the world is ours. In every way, shape or form, the world in all its beauty and everything is accessible to us, and it's mad.
Yeah.
Never has it been accessible before.
Yeah.
You know, again, off camera.
Yeah.
Not off camera, but sort of what we spoke about off camera.
Okay.
Sorry, no, I mean like what we spoke about off camera.
Yeah.
You're going to, you know, Gurdwara.
Yeah.
50 years ago, people didn't have the chance. They were born in Punjab. They didn't have they couldn't afford to go Harmandir Sahib.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They didn't have the opportunity to go.
Definitely.
They have no cars or 100 years ago. We can go from one country and just go there for like 2 weeks and stay there.
So true.
Do you know what I mean? And not just a Gurdwara, but any sort of thing, but mad.
That's right. And like, if we don't realize that and have that contentness, then we're just going to always be chasing something in our life.
Always chasing something. Like, it's good to sort of, not chase, but it's good to set goals and sort of aspire to change the world. Because if you want to change the world, you have to change yourself.
Yeah. First.
You know, manjite, jagjit, you know. Wow. If I don't change my mind, I ain't going to change the world around me. If I notice there's a problem in the world, but I'm not going to change myself, I ain't going to change the problem. Yeah. So that in itself is me wanting to be, you know what, I have to be better so he can be better. Well, I have to be better so I can teach someone else to be better, or maybe like influence someone. So it's this thing of like, we must do it take it upon ourselves. Some quote I read, it was like, some Gora, he was like, we should pray like the whole world's future depends on our sort of, on our bhakti. Not that it does, but that's how devoted we should be.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? That's how much devotion we should have.
That's sick.
Like, Sari Dunya, all the weight of the world and all the problems is sitting on my head.
Wow.
You know, when you sort of humble yourself like that and you think, you know what, again, our good mind says, become the dust of the feet. You know, your feet is considered like the lowly part of everybody. We become the dust, so not even the feet, the dust of the feet. You know what I mean? So become nothing, and then you might be something.
That's it.
Do you know what I mean?
That's facts, man.
It's mad, bro. Like when you sort of break Sikhi down, and like I said, I'm not a perfect example, but bro, sometimes you feel like, bro, I'm wasting my life. Sort of, what am I doing myself, bro? But it's a mad journey, and like, to be born a Sikh, bro, it's crazy, bro.
It's such a blessing.
Crazy, bro. Like we don't appreciate what we have, and we have everything. You know, just even if I didn't want to be a boxer, I didn't want to do nothing. I can have a normal job, 9 to 5, no problem. But I could that in itself, wake up, do my part. I'd be content in that.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could 100%. Do my little bit for the community.
Yeah.
Do my bit for myself. Do my bit for my family.
Yeah.
And the guru has, like I said, I can't just sit at home and just do my job and come and go to the pub. That's not what I mean. Like, live a simple life. Yeah. Go to the Gurdwara, do a bit of seva, whether that's training the kids or, you know, even this podcast or whatever. That's my bit of seva.
Yeah.
Do my bit of seva, bro. You can live the best life ever.
Yeah.
You don't have to go fancy holidays, fancy cars, that's bro. Because you realize that one time it's fake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when you sort of, it's like a what they call it, like a downward spiral, like a rabbit hole. Sorry, when you sort of see it, you can't unsee it. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Yeah. When you see something, when you see for example, the disadvantages of alcohol and how I don't agree with it or you don't agree with it, you can't unsee. Yeah, you can't unsee it. Yeah. Once you understand something, you can't not understand it no more. Once you see like, what we're chasing isn't necessarily real, and what we're chasing isn't necessarily, you know, how life's meant to be. You can't unsee it. You can't just think, you know what, oh, forget it, I don't believe that, because now you understand it. You know what I mean? You've come to that, you sort of, the little button in your brain switches and like you realise, what am I actually doing? It's mad.
It's such a blessing that you can like see it and didn't have to do it to realise it. I had to do it to realise that it won't get me nowhere.
Like, that was my family, you know what I mean? They sort of pushed me in the right direction. They kept me in check, and, you know, they sort of warned me, should I say, about the disadvantages of drinking alcohol, doing these stupid things, you know, doing things that, you know, they might have been guilty of doing. Not saying I've done bad. My dad and that done bad things, but, you know, like, they sort of, again, I wasn't born, I'm not saying I know anything, but I wasn't born knowing alcohol was bad. Someone must have told me from when I was 10, 12 years old that alcohol is bad, don't do it. And then I could think, oh, you know, maybe it is bad.
Definitely.
Do you know what I mean? My parents, my grandparents taught me, do your part every day. That's why I started doing it. You know, I'm not going to say I woke up and, you know, I really wanted to do part every day. Nobody wants to do that. No. I didn't want to go to Punjabi school, for example. Yeah, definitely. But my parents forced me to go to Punjabi school. You know, I didn't want to train when I was younger or whatever. But my parents told me you kind of have to train. Wow. Yeah. And that sort of, you know, puts you in good stead for the rest of your life.
That's it. Imagine if they didn't put you into training, then you wouldn't be where you are today.
Be where I am. So but that's in all things, you know what I mean? Sometimes parents are too sort of lenient on their kids, and I'm not commenting on his parenting skills, but you know, like I said, we've got sort of our parents, grandparents, whatever, blah blah blah, set us up, so we just kind of be lazy with it.
Yeah.
But that's not how it's meant to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
Like, it's a parent's duty a little bit to sort of push the kid and be a bit firm and tell him this is good, this is bad. Because you can't sugarcoat. It's not like a grey area. Drinking's all right, but don't do drugs.
Yeah.
Or drink, but like don't get drunk.
Yeah.
Like, it's bro, either drinking's good or drinking's bad. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah. So you was talking about what you would do if you weren't like fighting.
Yeah.
So it was a question I was going to ask you anyway, but like after it's all done.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, firstly, where do you want to take this? So where do you see yourself 5 years in your boxing career?
I'm 28 now. 5 years. I want to be coming to the end of my career. Do you know what I mean? Because boxing is a tough sport, and you can only do it for so long. So, to first part, coming towards the end of my career in 5 years' time, what I want to do is as much as I can. You know, I don't limit myself to like a certain thing, because again, it's a blessing and it's also not a good thing, but it's a blessing to think that if I win certain titles or whatever I do, I'd kind of be the first from our community to do it.
Yep, definitely.
So I don't want to just limit myself to like, oh, become this champion and then I'll retire. I want to do as much as I can within the 5 years, because, you know, no one's, again, other than like, for example, Harry Darmy, he won the British title like 25, 30 years ago. We don't really have a marker. Do you know what I mean? In our community, set by like others as often. Like, so the sky is kind of the limit. Do you know what I mean? And it's as much as I can do. As much as I can do, I will do as many belts as I can win. Sort of the platforms I can reach, I will try and get there as much as I can. But I'm not limiting myself. But at the end, to simply put as many belts as I can win, bro. That's literally it.
That's amazing.
No doubt as well, man. See the hard work you put in now as well. So excited to see the next few years.
I don't know where this journey will take me, bro. Like we kind of don't really have no one to look at to think. Oh, if he done it there, maybe I can get to there.
Yeah, so you're
I mean, it's like
you're paving the way.
We're winging it. I mean, we're winging it, but we're
man.
winging it. See where it takes us. We put the work in. Big fight next week. You know, that in itself is like history.
Muhammad Ali, bro.
Muhammad Ali, do you know what I mean?
He came back to fight you.
Boxing for the WBC Asia.
Yeah.
No one's ever. That's like the biggest belt in the world. WBC, the green one.
That's amazing. Yeah. Wow.
So boxing for that, you know what I mean? It's like
crazy.
I said. If you asked me a year ago, I wouldn't have even known I was gonna do it. Do you know what I mean? So who knows where life takes us? It's mad.
We're gonna be there as well, man.
I appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. That's what it is, bro. Like I said, it's supporting each other. You know, if as an athlete, any athlete, you look at the top, Jake Paul, for example, he's not at the top, but you know, YouTuber, or like Anthony Joshua, if they didn't have people supporting them, they couldn't do what they're doing.
That's true.
No matter how good you are as a fighter, if you don't sell tickets or like bring in a crowd, and bro, no one cares. There's so many fighters in the world that are like really good, but because nobody cares about them, or like they might come from a small community or whatever, or nobody knows them, they don't get the opportunity. And that's just unfortunate reality of like combat sports.
And like, besides being a great fighter, you have to have something to bite you as well. For example, Khabib, okay, cool, he was one of the greatest fighters, but you know, he was Dana McBunda, innit? He was about his religion, you know, believed in God and everything, and everyone resonated with that. You know, like Conor McGregor at the time, okay, with him it was more so he was the first from his
area,
from Ireland and stuff. And now with you, you know, you like care about the community so much. You're doing what you're doing. You're representing as a Singh. You know,
trying to.
And how was that like back in the day? Like I know there was some issues with Singhs with beards and stuff. There was someone I was speaking to, Cam. Is it Cam from Birmingham?
Kamza, he called himself. That or what's his Singh, young guy.
I don't know if he's young, but he was like apparently one of the first guys to like he was involved in Singhs being allowed to have daddies in boxing. He's from Warsaw.
I know a Karam, Singh called Karam.
I think it's Karam.
Karam, might be Karam, maybe Karam. Yeah, he's a good boy.
Karam,
actually, no, I spoke to him about you. He was like, what are you doing Sunday? I was like, oh, I got a Bassi. He was like, oh yeah, Harvida. I said, yeah. He goes, oh yeah, he knows. It's probably Karam. So he was one of the first sort of. So me and him, I didn't know him. He's a good friend of mine, but I didn't know him like about 10 years ago. And he wanted to box, but he is Amritari. So obviously he couldn't shave. So he goes to me like, he messaged me randomly on Instagram, like I said, I had no idea who this guy was. And I said, look, I don't know where to go from here. Like, as in the beard, because I didn't really have a beard 10, 12 years ago. Like, it was just like little bum fluff. So you were like, but I was getting to the point where I had to, you know what I mean? And I'd have to start shaving. So I would have done it, but I wasn't Amritari. So it wasn't really like, you know, sort of restricted, even though it should have been, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
And I said, look, I will support you in any way I can, but I don't know sort of the next steps, in how to overturn this or fight it.
Yeah.
So he said, yeah, cool. And then he spoke to his like Lions MMA, very good guys, Inder and that top guys. He spoke to Amandeep Singh from Bases of Sikhi, Dr. Harbe, I think from your side, osteopath, and they sort of got together like a legal team, and they sort of went to the board and presented their case. But they said, yeah, cool, but if we overturn the rule, who's it going to affect? There's no Sikh athletes, there's no Sikh boxers. Like, it's going to be no benefit to us. Wow. This rule's been. So then they said, then I was sort of the case study.
Wow.
They said, he's a young Sikh athlete, blah, blah, blah. But, that got overturned, and we didn't see a difference in 6 months. But now looking back in sort of 10 years it's been, look how many young Singhs we got in boxing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like
big, man.
Takes time, you know what I mean? So Karam was sort of, he was the first to sort of take the initiative.
Yeah.
But he hadn't had no fights then.
Yeah.
So then I was the one that was like one of the only, the only active, not one of them. I was the only active Sikh fighter in the amateur. So then I was like the case study, and then they got it overturned. Yeah. And it's not just about overturning it, but it's the effect it's had, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
And we're seeing it live.
Wicked, man. Do you think the Dadi gives any protection?
Nah, I don't. So like, I don't know, mate. I don't know. Like,
I don't think it really.
I doubt in it is.
You never know, but I mean,
exactly. You never know. Like, I'd have to shave it to find out. No, I don't know though. I don't know. Like, I don't think it was just that. I think it was more like they said if you get cut and stuff, all that kind of stuff. But what the main thing was, I think, because the rule had been about for like 150 years, and no one's ever bothered contesting it. They didn't change it. Like if someone cares about it, you just leave it. Like, it don't affect no one.
Yeah.
If it's normal, and I think that was more the point. It weren't so much that it helps protection or this, that, the other. It was just nobody bothered to do anything about it. So obviously they did. Fair enough. Fair play to England boxing. They were quite supportive, but they don't know who we are. Simply put, we have to tell our people who we are. You know what I mean? We sometimes assume that because we're sort of like in these Sikh circles that people know about us and they understand, but they don't. Sometimes people, bro, like go there, they don't know who we are. We have to tell them, and we have to kind of explain to them and show them who we are, and we have to be proud of who we are as well. Do you know what I mean? And I think England boxing, they just didn't know who we were and how it would affect us. But like I said, they did overturn it. So I think England, Canada, and America are the first 3 countries.
Amazing.
Hopefully they can do it in the rest of the world now.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Have you done kickboxing before?
No, never.
You haven't? Okay.
Never kickboxing, just boxing. Always. But I've done wrestling.
Yeah, okay.
Like freestyle, but years ago.
Yeah.
But I didn't like wrestling, man.
Did you ever do any jiu-jitsu?
Nah. Stuff's too hard.
Bro.
Because I've had all my life in boxing, I used to hate wrestling. So like anything I think like going on the floor or kicks and that, I hate it. Because I think I haven't got the right body, so I'm tall, I'm slim, you know what I mean? For wrestling, you need to be like stocky and strong, like compact, you know what I mean? Like a bit more low center.
But you're ripped though.
Yeah, exactly. But like for a boxer, it's good. But for a wrestler, I know
what you mean.
I mean,
you can work with anything, but boxing's your bread and butter, man. It's just your thing, innit?
And like you see it when you see kickboxers do boxing, you can tell straight away by he'll be a bit more upright, he'll be a bit more like that. You can tell straight away he's a kickboxer. Like I can see it straight away. Yeah. So if I do kickboxing or jiu-jitsu, my upright and like how I'll be standing straight away, just give it away, you know what I mean? Yeah. I don't like that stuff, man. I hate wrestling. I hate all that. People touching me, getting me your ears and that. I think, nah.
I'm waiting for a cauliflower, man. I don't know why it's not coming. But it gives me an excuse to have my ears out.
Do you know what I mean?
I just got them out for no reason. But bro, yeah, if I for you, I'll just start my chitter, bro. That's all I can do.
You know, bro. I'm skinny right now, bro. I've got no John in me right now.
How much are you weighing right now?
I woke up 69.5, so I got about 2.5, 3 kilos to go. Yeah, so that's obviously light. You know, I mean, I've got a week to my fight date. I'm cutting now. You know, I'm training. Everything now is more so like just about weight cutting now. Yeah. You know, all the training's done. We ain't gonna train. We ain't gonna get no fit in the next 3-4 days. Well, I've only got really 2-3 days of training. Now it's just cutting weight and refueling, and then obviously key part is refueling after the weigh-in. But again, you know the struggles of making weight, bro. It's not easy.
How much you gone?
Go on, sorry.
Nah, go on.
But like, I try not to. I try to stay consistent, so it's not too hard for me.
Yeah,
I can enjoy a little coffee.
Yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
I can enjoy a little chocolate every now and then.
Yeah. Because you're starting your weight cut a bit earlier, right? So
and it's not really a mad weight cut.
Yeah, first.
It's not like what some of these other guys do. You know, I don't kill myself. Not struggle, but it's hard. It's always going to be hard.
Yeah.
But it's not like I'm dying and I'm really severely hydrated. Blah blah blah. That's never the case for me. I try to stay consistent, but for some people, I can imagine from what they say, it's hard work. I think it was Khabib or someone in like. He had a sauna suit. He's laying on the floor, like bare people around him.
Crazy.
Mad.
No, that was actually Charles Oliveira.
I think
they've all probably done it.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the like UFC guys. I can't remember. I don't really watch it.
I think it was Charles Oliveira. He had those Brazilian guys with the grey hair.
Yeah. And he was laying on the thing. He come out of sauna.
That's insane.
Got in a little shawl and everything, like mad.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Crazy.
It's mad. I was gonna. Oh yes. How much do you walk around at?
I walk around about 72, 73, so about 11, I think it's 11 stone, just around 11 stone.
Oh, I can't believe that.
Yeah, that's my
You're tall as well. So
yeah, because you're
fully
tall
lean.
and you're like hench as well.
I think because we carry a lot of weight on our legs, so my body's quite big.
Yeah.
Compared to, and my legs are quite skinny.
Yeah.
And legs hold a lot of weight.
Makes sense.
People get big legs. Like I said, I'm literally suited to be a boxer.
Wicked.
Wrestlers and that, they're short, stocky, strong, bit more thicker. But I'm quite tall and I've got a wide upper body, so I don't really hold too much weight there.
Yeah, that's my excuse for being shit at boxing. 'Cause I'm more of a stocky guy. We know you're very involved in the community. Obviously, tell us about some of the initiatives you're involved in. I know you got the kabaddi stuff you're involved in. Other classes. Tell us about some of that.
Every Sunday at Barking Godora and every Wednesday at Seven Kings Godora, we 5:45 till about 7:30, 7:15, 7:30. We train the kids, so we do boxing, wrestling, and a little bit of kabaddi at the end. Boxing sort of like the main 45 minutes, and then we do so this is sort of we do boxing, we warm up the kids, then we do boxing, pads, bags, skipping, then we'll do a groundwork, and then we'll do a little wrestle but then the kids will do a little wrestling, 2-3 rounds, and then the kids play kabaddi, and the reason we do that is because a couple of reasons is. Boxing is sort of our sort of purpose of the club is not so much become an ABA affiliated club, because that requires a lot of time and sort of it's like a job kind of thing. I can't afford to do that yet, at the stage of my career. So for us, it's more of like a platform. We get the kids into the Godora, kids that might not. Their parents are now we see a lot of parents from India, first generation coming in. They're not going to take their kids to a boxing class. They ain't got the money, or they don't know where the boxing class is or whatever. So they come to the Godora. We train them. We give them proper training. They train hard, and they mix in with local kids their age. One might be older, younger, different schools, but they make a sort of a sangat, and they're going to grow up one day, and they're going to run the Godora. They're going to do what we're doing. You know what I mean? So we're sort of creating a sort of a community within the kids. Brilliant. And no better way to do it than in the Gurugram itself. Wow. So we train them, boxing, we have a lot of good kids. So then we'll say to them, we got one girl, she's wicked, sick, unbelievable, one of the best naturally talented kids I've ever.
Wow.
So I'll say to them, I'll call up a local amateur gym. I'll say, look, I've got a girl, she's going to come down next week, or a boy, whatever, I'll sort of do that for them, you know what I mean? Yeah. But at the Godora, we teach them sort of the basics, self-defense and that as well. It's a very key thing for all people growing up, boys and girls, self-defense, knowing how to throw a punch. Because not all fights are boxing, not all fights are going to be wrestling. You've got to improvise there and then. Yeah. So we teach them all skills. And in kabaddi, the kids love it. And it's sort of like a mother sport. Oh, you know what I mean? So kabaddi is a tough sport.
Oh, yeah.
And if you can play kabaddi...
I want to do kabaddi, man.
It's good, man. Trust me. And like I said, you never know. Listen, there's big money in kabaddi now.
Yeah. So really?
Bro, mad money.
Wow.
These players on 40 grand a year now.
Wow.
Just from England. Then they'll go from here, they'll go Canada. They got another 30, 40 grand.
Wow.
They get 40 grand here.
Are they playing throughout the year?
Yeah.
Oh, because some seasons it's off here, right?
Here, and then, so now it's off here, it's India.
Yeah.
So they're going to their playoffs. They get money. They don't get that much money, but they still get big money. Top raiders here, like Kushi got 45 grand this year.
Crazy.
And then obviously each tournament he makes, when he makes a stop, £500 a stop, this, that, the other. Wow. They make the top players make 200 grand a year. pounds.
That's amazing.
It's crazy, man.
That's incredible.
Incredible.
They're so jacked, man. They're physically
big,
and they're just. It's not like bodybuilder strength where you just look good. These guys are practical.
Kulle hat bag. I mean, like
100%.
strong people. Like actually, generally like
amazing.
Strong men. They're not sort of like. They're not trying to make weight. They're not trying to cut weight.
It's real strength,
It's just strength. That's all they care about.
Wow.
But yeah, I was going to ask you earlier about what you plan to do after your boxing career is over.
Yeah.
Like one thing I noticed with kabaddi players is that I've actually got like a relative as well. You know, like there's so many people that you may know as well.
Yeah.
Finish their kabaddi career and then they just go into like the wrong things.
Yeah,
there are a lot.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot. That's like with a lot of sports people.
With a lot of athletes, unfortunately, man.
And that's because they're looking for that dopamine, that thrill they got from, you know, being on the stage, being in the ring.
Yeah.
And obviously that's why the whole Sansapahi thing's so important, right? Like, and then they fall off after their careers. So yeah, so how do you, obviously you keep Sikhi so dear to you. So just Sikhi as well, just in general, how do you see your life after your career is over?
Yeah, like, again, I think, you know, like I'm not here to talk down on them, but I think like if we sort of break it down, that too is hankar. Like that's, you know, when you're an athlete, sort of everyone loves you and you're this and you're that, but it's ego at the end of the day, you know what I mean? And so you've got to come to terms with reality and think like, listen, that stage of my life is kind of done now. Now I've got to move on, because life changes every 10 years, 10, 15, whatever years.
Wow.
And you have to move with life. You can't I can't be the same person I was at 18 or 20 than I'm at 30.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you realize that I've got to move on with my life and that requires change, you have to come to terms with the fact that what I am today, I might not be tomorrow. You have to accept it.
You have to be ready to let go.
And you have to be ready to let go. And some people can't do that. It's hard.
Yeah.
I might not be able to do it in 10 years' time or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But
you got the wisdom, Mars.
like I said, bro, you know, like it's coming to the come to terms with reality that, mate, one day no one's gonna care about me. Not in a sadistic way, but
yeah, I get exactly.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, obviously,
definitely. You have to get comfortable with that feeling now.
You have to get comfortable. You have to come to terms with it and accept it. Like, listen, whatever I am today, forget I'm a boxer. Like, as a person, I might not be tomorrow.
That's true, man.
And it's the horrible truth. But that's life. Life in general. Like, if I was to break my legs or someone broke legs, unfortunately, your life changes. You know what I mean? Your life changes in an instant. So just kind of, I guess, like being real with yourself.
Yeah.
But having the sort of sangat around you, the good community support networks to kind of like move on to the next thing and sort of
prepare you for these things
and prepare you. Do you know what I mean? Because
right.
I don't want to be sitting there thinking, brother, I wish, why aren't people taking photos of me, or like just an example, you know what I mean? When I'm 35, I've got to be worrying about having a family and kids and the next day working or supporting my family, paying mortgages, whatever a normal person does, you know what I mean? That's got to be my focus for that. Then when I'm 45, 50, my life's going to change again. You know what I mean? I can't be thinking, shit, man, when I was 25, people, like, you hear in a lot of people, back in the day, I was this and that. Like, unfortunately, it's not back in the day no more.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be a back in the day kind of guy, like, you know, like, lecturing everyone, back in the day, man. Like, it's nice to talk about it and, like, to learn from people.
Yeah,
definitely.
But you can't sort of, some people are stuck in that.
They're attached to that identity they had back then.
Exactly.
But it's amazing what you're saying, because instead of being attached to that, be attached to what you can do to help others.
Yeah.
Which is what you're kind of trying to
do. With what Mara just
which is incredible.
Like, it's good to sort of talk about what you've done and give it to the next generation.
Inspire them, right?
But it's not good to talk about it and say,
I did this,
I done this, and you don't know about me back.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right?
Like, you don't know what I was 20 years ago. But, like, you know, it comes back to, it's the same thing, but it's how you sort of word it, how you sort of portray it, and how you want it to, the message you're kind of portray.
Yeah.
Like, I can sit there and say, I was the best boxer, I'd done this when I was boxing, I'd done that, and other people think you're a waste man. But if I talk to the kids or like other adults, for example, and I'm saying, you know what, I've done this, and because I've done this, and, you know, I was telling them about my career, for example, they might learn something from it and I can explain it to them. But if I'm just sitting on a mic, for example, like chatting shit, you know what I mean? It's kind of the same thing. I'm telling them about my life story, sharing my experiences, but it's the way I'm doing it and it's the purpose. Yeah, I'm not trying to do it because I want people to tell me like, oh, bro, you're a sick guy, you're this, you're that. Like, that's not what I want to do, especially when I'm 35, 40. But I want to move on to the next stage of my life. like I said,
amazing.
this stage of my life is good, and this is what it's now. So while it's this, you know, we live it. We live it. We sort of do as much as we can while we can. But then when the next stage of our life comes, we do that, and we don't think about, like, it's like saying, oh, I want to think about when I was like 20 years old or 18 years old at school, and that, like, bro, that's irrelevant. No one cares. You know what I mean? Like, you got to move on.
That's wise, man.
Yeah, it's
very wise way of thinking.
Not trying to be like.
This is why you're a good role model, bro.
Trying to be, but
listen,
bro.
This is why, man. This is why. I've learned so much sitting here chatting to you.
No, I appreciate it, bro. Thank you. Listen, bro, life's mad, bro. You know, I live with my granddad. He's actually moving like next month, so just opposite. You know what I mean? Literally bang opposite. Bang opposite. But I live with my granddad. You know what I mean? I spend time with him. That's it. And you learn a lot from Siane Bande. Like, it's a blessing to be able to live with your grandparents. You know what I mean? Because
100%.
Like, again, not all. Some people have problems with their grandparents. Whatever. That's not. I'm not talking about that. But like, generally speaking, like, you know, especially my granddad who's done so much. Like, my granddad met Sanjay on like 2 occasions.
Wow.
You know, meeting these kind of people, spending time with them, and doing the things that he's done in the God done, whatever. You learn a lot, and we can always learn. Like, you can learn from a homeless person. Do you know what I mean? If only we're willing to listen.
Yes,
not just listen like, oh, listen to this guy and just go for one day. Come. If you're willing to listen, you can learn from anybody and anything in the world, bro. Like, even like a kid can teach you something.
From the beginning of Jobji Sahib is saying Sunia, huh? It's saying listen.
Listen.
Everything from listening. Wow, man.
So much power in this world, man.
We've covered so much, bro.
How was GC? It was good. Busy then.
Busy, man.
40 people.
We didn't know, like, we haven't seen this kind of like we were saying, like, this ideal world where so many Apne are training and like intertwining Sikhi and training, which is the same thing. It should be intertwined, but we haven't really seen that. Like, I
want you to come down on a Wednesday one day after this.
We need to do it.
Come down on Wednesday, 7 Kings. Obviously, then we can go out for Khan, because then I can eat and that. You know what I mean? I'm relaxed. I've got nothing to do.
Sick.
But I want you to come down to the God on a Wednesday. You'll see, like,
okay, Tika, then do this. We'll do a proper one because I was gonna just put videos over us talking about. But we can
come down on Wednesday.
We'll do a proper
trust
one.
Me, like, so many kids and boys and girls, and
we'd love to see that.
You can even speak to the parents. A lot of them are like first generation, whatever, like whatever.
Okay,
mate, it's sick, bruv. Trust me. It's like Sunday classes. We just started back. So Sunday we closed for the summer holiday because embarking hasn't got much mini sangat like little kids no more. So our class is still busy, but we closed Sunday. But Wednesday we kept open because it's like we have like 40, 50 kids, man. It's it's mad. Some of the kids are good. Like, you get all that. Some of the kids are naughty. Some of the kids are lazy. But it's a good laugh.
It's good to have a mix.
It's good. You need a mix. You know what I mean? Not every kid's going to be the same.
100%.
Let's ask some stupid questions, but I'm going to just ask.
Go ahead with a few.
Ask some of them, yeah. Okay, lassi or jah?
Oh, jah, but I hate lassi. I hate lassi, man. Jah all day long.
Favorite Sikh warrior?
Okay, for the sake of the question, we'll do Sanjay Singh.
Yeah, cool. Bullet bike or tractor? That's a good one.
That's a good one. Depends, but probably a bullet bike. We don't drive motorbike here, so probably I don't drive tractor either, but probably a bullet bike.
Favorite boxer of all time?
All time, I don't know, but probably Mike Tyson.
Love it.
Oh, has to be.
Love it.
Has to be.
Sparring or conditioning?
Conditioning, sparring is hard work. Conditioning is hard, probably harder, but it's what you prefer. And when you, like, obviously now I'm doing a lot of rounds. I'm doing like 10 rounds every sort of like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. When you got like 3 different sparring partners and they're all fit, like you come in, do 4, he jumps out,
that's tough,
bro,
man.
you're like, it's tough, man. So I prefer conditioning, but I think sparring is better, but I prefer conditioning, if that makes sense.
Of course, yeah.
Netflix or YouTube?
Mad. Both, but YouTube, because it's got like the maddest documentaries and like you can ancient civilizations. That is so fun. It's mad.
Favorite TV show?
I don't know. I watched like the usual one. Breaking Bad was good.
It's got to be one of the best.
Game of Thrones was good.
Yeah.
I don't really.
Seen Sopranos?
Nah.
You go watch that, man.
I can't.
It's a lot.
One thing, I can't sit down and watch TV too long. Like,
I know what you mean.
I ain't got the time.
I'm like that now.
Because in the evening, I'd rather go Godra. If I spend an hour on Godra, bro, it's much better sitting. I can't watch Netflix. I'll just sit on my phone.
That's facts.
I can't watch. I try to. Like, when I'm in camp and I want to sit down and watch TV and that, so I'm resting. I'll just go on my phone, bro. Make a bad habit now.
Horror movie or comedy?
Comedy. I hate horror, bro. Cheesecake
or barfi?
Barfi probably, yeah. I don't eat much, but probably
So,
Barfi.
some of these I'm just freestyling, you know, because he's come up with some shit ones. Morning run or evening run?
See, I do more morning, but I prefer evening runs.
Okay. Favorite Punjabi singer?
Now or forever?
Forever, all time.
A controversial one. Chimkila is one of my favorites. Very controversial. You know when I said controversial? Everyone knows it. One of the best ever, bro. But Kuldeep Manik's probably, you know, out of them two. Again, controversial, people hate him, but Chimkila has got to be one of the best.
You know what, the storyline is great because he's literally saying, I'm giving, this is what the community wants. So this is what makes them.
Bro, he was killed literally. So my bend is here.
Yeah.
My call is just obviously outside the bend. He was killed literally there.
Wow.
And it was at a wedding or when he got shot. Literally, my chacha was there.
Wow.
They were there.
When he got shot?
He got shot. Because there was a concert, you don't pay.
Yeah.
He just performs and everyone, you know, everyone just comes and watches.
Yeah.
Especially back in the day.
Yeah.
They were there and everyone just literally like 2-minute walk from my call. Literally 2 minutes.
Wow.
And the things Chimkila spoke about, listen, they're not good things. I wouldn't, for example, me and you would never speak about them on a podcast or in any way, shape or form. But most of what he was saying is what people not doing, but it's real life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's a reality,
Again,
innit?
listen, there's levels to these things. Some of the things he's saying are a bit disgusting, whatever. But as an artist, not as a banda, forget him as a person.
Yeah.
I don't know him as a person. I don't really care.
Yeah.
As an artist, I think he was like one of the best, man. Like he's,
Fair play,
you know, like I said, just forget his personality or the things he was talking about, blah blah blah. That's not my business, you know what I mean? But as an artist, bro, I think he's unbelievable, man.
Okay. What's one word your teammates would use to describe you?
Don't know, you know. Fast or fit, one or two. I'm always trying to be one of the fittest. Like, so always, not saying I work. That doesn't mean I'm always naturally one of the fittest people or like fast. I'm probably like running. You know, running is my favorite thing. So I'm good.
Sick.
I'm not so good in long runs, but sprinting and all that stuff. Oh yeah, I love it. I love sprinting.
First round knockout or technical masterclass? 12 rounds.
Well, I've done both, bro. What I would prefer is the first round knockout, go home now, go home early. But
they both probably feel good, innit?
do you know what I mean? A win's a win, bro. Any way, shape or form. Like when you get the win, like we spoke about earlier, win's a win, man.
Yeah, 100%. So let's just, before we finish up, let's just talk about the fight next week.
Yeah.
So obviously you've already explained to us how it feels like it's probably like the biggest fight for you.
Yeah, one of the biggest fights. Yeah, the English title fight. Yeah, that was a big one. O2.
Yeah. So that's a big moment for you. So yeah, just talk to us about next week.
Yeah. So originally, it's mad. They offered me this fight, and it was for the IBO Asia title.
Yeah.
So we accepted it, and we said, you know what, fair play. Like, it's cool. It's about 2 months ago, and then randomly on like a Sunday, my coach texted me. He was like, for whatever reason, the IBO hasn't sanctioned the belt, but the WBC have put the full Asian belt on it. And I was like, wait, what? That's sick. Of like WBC, do you know what I mean? And the full Asian, that's like the biggest belt in Asia. Yeah. Because there's no WBC Europe. Yeah. There's only WBC Asia, I think North America and Latin America, like, you know, like the Mexicans and whatnot. Crazy. So that's crazy, you know what I mean? To be able to fight for the WBC. It's up north, I'll be the away fighter. But listen, that's no problem for me, you know what I mean? We've got to go in there and do a job. My opponent, other than his name, I don't really know too much about him, you know what I mean? But
the name stands out.
The name stands out, like I said, Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Bro, honestly, I don't even care about him. In the nicest way, but I don't care about him.
Yeah.
I've got a job to do, bro. Like,
it's you against you, innit?
Bro, you can be whoever you want. We'll find out on the day. Listen, the best man wins. I'm not one of the guys that talk shit, but I know what I've got to do. I know what I've put the work in. I've done everything I need to do. You know, simple things like weight, training, whatever. It's done. Do you know what I mean? Then now all I've left to do is to fight, and the best man wins. I don't care what he says, who he says, no problem. Like I said, I got a press conference on Tuesday. I said to my coach, please, can I leave it? I don't care. Yeah. I don't want to chat to him. I don't want to see him. Yeah. I'm not interested. But he said, you have to do it. So I was like, oh, cool. You know, bro, now it's just one simple job. Don't care. Nothing.
So it's like, how obviously, because we're meant to be compassionate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously that's how, but at the same time, we're obviously warriors.
Yeah.
And that's something which I have learned over my period of fighting and stuff, that balance, right? And only realizing near the end sort of thing. There was a time where I was completely like not with my spirituality, so I knew how to switch it on. But there was a time where I got connected with the spirituality, and then I struggled to switch it on. Now I found more of a balance. I know how to switch on, switch it off. How do you do that when you obviously it's way different on the stage you're on? I'm talking about just sparring.
Yeah, but it's still the same thing. But But
how do you? So like you said, you don't want to see him. Why is that?
I'll be real with you, bro. Yeah, I try to be a nice guy. I'm a cool guy. Like I'm chill, but I don't really care about anything. Like whatever. I literally just try and be as happy as I can. Like literally being charity like all the time. Like literally, bro. Whatever, and that's life. When it comes to sport, you have to be absent in the mind. And at the end of the day, all it comes down to, I've got a job to do. And I'm going to do my job to the best of my ability, any way, shape or form. And if that means becoming some monster, I have to do it. I'm not a bad person. I'm not saying I'm a gangster, this, that, ever. I'm not that person. But I've got a job to do in the ring, and that's all it ever is. It's nothing personal.
Amazing.
But I need to win. I need to.
Wow.
I need to eat. I need to take this belt home for my family, for my community. You know what I mean?
Love it.
Like I said, it doesn't always work out like that, but that's the mentality.
That's the mentality. You have to
I don't listen. They could put my next door neighbor in front of me. I don't hate him. I don't care about him.
You got a job to do.
I've got a job to do.
Batana next door neighbor gonna get smashed up.
Beating up, bro, Batana. But do you know what I'm trying to say? Like for me, I'm absent in the mind in the ring, and there's no feelings.
Makes sense.
And you have to learn to sort of silence that noise, become absent and become in the moment. Because I've had fights, and this has come from experience where, like, again, referring back to Last Samurai, he says too many mind, too much thoughts in your head, and you get lost in your thoughts.
That's it.
And I go to tell
yeah.
Bro, you get lost in your thought, the fight's done, and you're still thinking, oh shit, what did I do?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Amazing.
Again, I'm not the perfect example, and I'm not by the best fighter or the best example, but try and be as absent as I can in the ring and focus solely on the task at hand.
Amazing.
It's never personal. It's never personal with anyone. And you know, the good fighter is the one that recognizes that there's no emotion. If I'm angry, I'm losing. If I'm too happy, I'm losing. If I'm too sad, I'm losing. I've got to be neutral and present in the moment. You know, all the work's done. I've done the work, done my part, done everything. So now all that's left to do is just fight.
Definitely.
Do you know what I mean? And it's hard. It comes with experience. And I'm not saying I'm the best example at it, but just literally nothing matters in the ring.
Wow.
It's nothing personal. Like when I boxed that guy from, I think he's from Slough, that Saqib Khan.
Yes.
You know, he was emotional. He was, oh, bro, I'm going to smash your face in. I'm going to do this. Bro, he was chatting bears.
Yeah.
Oh, you can bring an army, no problem.
You done him,
He was like, me and you in the ring. And I was like, cool, we'll find out, bro. I said, we'll find out.
You done him.
And I banged him. I could have knocked him out in the first round. The referee let him off. But you know, listen, I got the win. It don't matter.
Yeah.
But that's all it ever is.
What do you think was your sweetest victory? Like,
definitely when I won the title, man. When I won the title, when I beat the Gorda.
Yeah.
So I defended against
knocked him out, innit?
Knocked him out in the first round. And he was a favourite by far. He is at 9-0, 10-0. I think he was 11-0, and he had like 4 or 5 knockouts on his record. Wow, and he was like sort of the next best thing from that round here. And I'd done him in the first round. That was a good victory. But even, you know, the one after when I defended it against the Saqib Khan, that was a very good victory because, again, it shouldn't be, but you know, the whole India-Pakistan thing, it was built up to be that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, it's not something I focus on.
They're gonna do the same thing.
Exactly. They're going to, I told them not to, but they're going to do it. So it's fine. You know, you accept it, you just take it as it comes. Yeah. But he was chatting a lot of shit as well. Like he's like, bro, oh my day. Interviews and that, bro, bears. And I was like, all right, cool, we're seeing it. And that was a good victory, you know what I mean? But there's probably 2 of my best ones, you know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. Amazing, man. Bro, I've got so many more questions, bro. So we'll
do another one.
Yeah, just to finish off there.
Cool.
Inder, brother, thank you so much, man.
No,
you know, we're so looking forward to it, and I think it lived up to the hype. I think everyone's going to enjoy this podcast so much.
Hopefully, it's always from the heart. Like we never,
definitely.
That's
you know, like the conversation we have, we don't prepare nothing. We don't.
Exactly.
It's from the heart. You know what I mean? This is how it is. There's no sort of sugarcoating, no lies, no nothing, bro. It's just from the heart. And thank you guys for giving me this opportunity, bro, to be here. You know what I mean? Because Maharaj Gir, but there's good people in the world, and you know, you guys are some of them. You know, even we spoke about it today, like you know, Oshra Pinda or Dagarda. We're not focused on that. We speak, we acknowledge what needs to change.
Yeah, definitely.
But like we said earlier, you know, once we sort of open ourselves up to these sort of environments, we can see that there is good people in the world. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And this is just testament to that, bro.
That's it, man, bro. Good luck for next week.
Thank you very much,
We're
bro.
gonna be there.
Appreciate
We're gonna
it.
smash it, man. Just get what you always do.
It.
And that's it. Thank you so much, guys. You want to see more videos like this, where we, do podcasts with people like Inder Bassi, influential people in the Sikh community, show what great things are happening in our community. Like we said, we're in our bubble, but there's greatness happening. Yep. You want to see more of this, guys? Subscribe to us, follow us on Instagram or social media platforms, and like this video, and stay tuned for more of this. Thank you so much, guys.